Public Protector Busisiwe Mkhwebane's recommendation that the Constitution be amended to change the status and role of the South African Reserve Bank was criticized across the board and led to the Reserve Bank instituting an urgent High Court application to review and set aside the recommendation. Now, yesterday, the Public Protector filed an answering affidavit in respect to the CIEX report in which he stated that she would not be opposing the SARB's review application. Let's get a little bit more from our Public Protector. She joins us now from our Hatfield studio. Let's welcome her, Advocate Busisiwe Mkhwebane. Thank you very much for being our guest and welcome to Morning Live.
Good morning, Leanne, and good morning to the listeners.
Advocate, why the about turn? What happened? What was the deciding factor for you not to challenge this now?
I must state clearly, Leanne, that the decision not to oppose, because this was relating to one remedial action, especially about the mandate of the Reserve Bank, which is narrow. The report still stands, and calculating the issues relating to this remedial action and how we came about, or we've crafted the remedial action, then I decided, or with the advice of the council, that it's fine, let's not oppose it, because I know there's another review application from Minister of Finance, which is reviewing the whole report. But what I need to state is that the report still stands, with the remedial action for ABSA to pay back the money.
Okay, we'll focus on ABSA in just a second, but let's go back to the Reserve Bank. I mean, you were quite adamant that that you were well within your rights to be doing something like this, but many people were criticizing you. I mean, it was coming from some of the most powerful, highest officers in the country saying, this is wrong, it's not right, you're going above and beyond your mandate. Are you now agreeing that perhaps you did overstep your mandate?
I must say that after deliberations, I came to the conclusion that the intention was not to be peremptory. The intention was for Parliament to consider and initiate a process which will lead to the amendment of the Constitution. Whereas the ways crafted in the remedial action, indeed, it gives that impression that the Public Protector has overstepped her mandate. So that's the decision which we had to deliberate on. And remember, it was an agent application. Therefore, I had to file an opposing affidavit so that we can deliberate on the matter in totality, instead of just not oppose, and then at the end of the day, the matter will be heard. But then at the end of the day, now it gave me an opportunity to reconsider and deliberate on the matter more.
You know, there's a lot of talk out there that perhaps the recommendation from you, particularly with regard to the Reserve Bank, came from not necessarily your office, but from a higher source. Is there any truth to these rumors? I mean, how did you come about this decision?
It's not true, Leanne. I think if you check my affidavit, I've explained how I came about to this remedial action. The current narrow mandate of the Reserve Bank in the Constitution, because it focuses on the currency protection. Therefore, the lifeboat was issued based on that, because the allegation was if that was not done, it was going to have a run on the banks. So it was purely focusing on that. Therefore, remember the remedial action of the Public Protector, as well as confirmed by the Constitutional Court, and again on the Ombudsman principles. When you issue a remedial action which is appropriate, it needs to be efficient, it needs to address the maladministration, it needs to address the root causes, and it needs to make sure that the same prejudice is not going forward. Therefore, coming to this conclusion was that if the Reserve Bank mandate remains the same, and I need to state clearly that I respect the independence of the Reserve Bank, but the thing was, why not broaden the mandate of the Reserve Bank? So hence I'm saying that it was purely based on that, and it was purely based on the investigation. There's no higher source or whatever, but the thing is, we have an internal research which we've done comparing to other reserve banks, their mandates which are broader.
Yeah, you know, there's a lot of questioning as to whether or not you actually are understanding the law and the Constitution. I mean, as soon as the as your recommendation came out, people were saying, but you know, does the public protector not understand that this is beyond her mandate? She shouldn't be doing this. The rand dropped, government bonds dropped. There was a massive repercussion of the announcement and the recommendations that you made. Do you feel that your office has not been brought into absolute disrepute from this, and that it's going to be very hard for you to gain the respect of high institutions as well as the public once this is all, if it does go away?
Ali, and I must indicate that the report still stands. The report is still there. The report must still be implemented. This is one of the 19 reports which I've issued so far. And I must indicate that a lot of institutions, I can mention a few, like your Geoscience, your SARS and them, who have welcomed our remedial action. They are implementing them. There are a lot of institutions which are. But the fact of the matter is, if there is a prejudice which will still continue to impact on the lives of the South Africans, that needs to be reflected on. Therefore, I must say that the public protector will continue doing, I will continue doing my work and be guided by the law and the Constitution. But again, it's the fact that there are provisions in the Constitution which will delay the issue of South Africans enjoying the rights which are provided for.
Now, in terms of ABSA, because I do know that you want to be speaking about that, ABSA, this, when you say the report still stands, you're obviously referring to the ABSA aspect.
Yes.
So you're going ahead with this even though they are challenging this in court as well. Can the Public Protector's Office really afford all of these court challenges? It's an office that already is struggling when it comes to money and funding, and you yourself have said this, and now you have to pay the legal costs after losing this court bid.
It's not a matter of losing the court bid. Remember, the application of the Reserve Bank was saying it's a party-to-party cost. Which will be applicable in this particular instance. And then in the case of the Reserve Bank, in the case of ABSA, they were applying to be co-applicants, and there won't be any legal cost to them because the court has not yet decided on that particular matter. In fact, we can say they are not co-applicants unless they brought their own application to review the whole report. But I must indicate, Leanne, that as we're speaking now, the report, it's still, the remedial action is still binding, especially on the one where ABSA needs to pay back the money.
All right. We'll leave it there for this morning. That was our Public Protector, Busisiwe Mkhwebane, talking to us about the events that unfolded yesterday with regard to the Reserve Bank, and also emphasizing that it still stands with regard to ABSA. If you've got any comments, you're more than welcome to write to us. Please do at Morning Live SABC. Let's take a break. We'll see you after this. Stay tuned.